knock him out in the first round. Once he's gonna start to walk forward, I'm gonna start with my combinations and I'm gonna put him to sleep. But at the end of the day, all the respects for Charles. We respect him. We appreciate for everything he has done in the sport. He's an amazing sportsman. That's all, because he knows that I'm dangerous. He knows that I'm gonna put him to sleep. Even Khabib. The only reason they don't want me to fight against him, because they know that I'm gonna beat him.
Ilia Topuria has taken aim at Islam Makhachev and his team, including Khabib Nurmagomedov, claiming they're avoiding him because they know he would beat Islam. On the other hand, Islam Makhachev shared his thoughts about the criticism he gets. He said that even though he already beat Alexander Volkanovski twice, people still say he only beat a smaller fighter who isn't from his weight class. Makhachev explained that if he beats Ilia Topuria, people will say the same thing.
Okay, I beat the Volkanovski twice. People still say, you beat small guy, he's not your weight division. If I beat Topuria, it's gonna be same. Everybody gonna talk same. But if I go up, takes a second belt, this is a legacy.
However, Ilia Topuria made it clear that he never really wanted to fight Charles Oliveira in the first place. He said his real goal has always been to face Islam Makhachev, but since Islam is avoiding the fight, Topuria said he has no choice now but to go after Charles instead.
At some point, I was a little bit sad because I didn't want to fight against him since the beginning. My real goal always was Islam, but since he decided to run away, it has to be Charles.
Moreover, Demetrius Johnson shared a full breakdown. He said Islam, being a southpaw, will likely use body kicks, movement, and feints to control distance. He might also use judo to take the fight to the ground and look for a submission.
Well, Islam's a southpaw, so he's gonna probably throw body kicks to keep his arms busy, keep the distance, move, feint, maybe use some judo to take him down and try to get him to the ground and try to submit him. But, you know, once again, like I have to see, I have to see what Islam does to JDM.
Demetrius also said Ilia is dangerous when he finds his spot to strike. If he can't find it right away, he'll figure out a way to get there. The real challenge is how Islam avoids that spot or chooses to engage there.
Oh, the one thing that's the factor is that Ilia is always going to focus on getting to the right spot and find his opponents. When he gets there, he's going to unload. If Ilia can't get there, then he's going to figure out another way to get there. So the question is, how does everybody avoid that sweet spot against Ilia? That's the question, because Ilia is going to fight in a 25-minute fight. That's what it comes down to. And then you go from like, hey, how does Islam keep Ilia away from that spot, or does Islam meet him there? Right? There's so much, that goes into it, and my brain is all over the place. So for me to give like a clear-cut answer, I just, I'm just like, I'm running around in circles.
However, Ilia Topuria said Islam Makhachev chose to move up to 170 to avoid fighting him, claiming that if the UFC had offered Islam someone like Justin Gaethje, he would have stayed at lightweight. He believes Islam knows he's a real threat and would knock him out, and even Khabib doesn't want the fight because they know he would beat him.
The Ilia to avoid you? Is he scared to fight you?
Listen, I think that he took a great decision. If the UFC would offer him to fight against Justin Gaethje or another contender in the division, I think that he would stay at 155. But with me coming up, he was like, I don't have to take this risk. I'm gonna move up to the 170. I'm gonna try to get another belt. And that's all, because he knows that I'm dangerous. He knows that I'm gonna put him to sleep. Even Khabib. The only reason they don't want me to fight against him, because they know that I'm gonna beat him.
In another interview, Ilia Topuria said he doesn't believe Islam Makhachev is truly afraid of him. He thinks Islam just has different goals and is following his own path. Still, Ilia feels there's a strong possibility they'll face each other in the future, either if he goes up in weight or Islam returns to lightweight, so they can finally deliver the big fight fans want to see.
This was meant to be Islam, that was the big talk, but he moved up to welterweight. Do you believe he moved up to welterweight to avoid you, or because he has his own goals?
Because he has his own goals. This is what I think.
Do you still think that's a fight that should happen? You guys are both forging legacies in different weight divisions. Do you think that's a massive fight that should happen?
We'll see how he does in the welterweight division. If he wins the title, I win the title in the lightweight division. Maybe I move up or he comes down to the lightweight division and we have the fight that everyone wants to see.
Moreover, Beneil Dariush said he thinks the fight would still favor Islam Makhachev because of his size and ability to mix distance control with takedowns. He believes that if Islam keeps using kicks and wrestling smartly, it would be tough for Ilia. Still, based on what he's seen, he wouldn't be shocked if Ilia managed to knock Islam out either.
I think it would still go the same. I think, Islam has such a big size advantage, and if he distance kicks, takedown, rinse and repeat. If he continues to mix those things up, I think it would be a difficult fight for Ilia. But, from what I saw, it wouldn't surprise me if he was able to put Makhachev's lights out too.
Corey Sandhagen said he believes Ilia Topuria would win if he fought Islam Makhachev. He explained that Ilia's build would make it tough for Islam to take him down, and in a stand-up fight, Ilia is far more dangerous. Sandhagen added that Ilia's defense is solid and he doesn't see Islam being able to hurt him.
I honestly think Ilia would win that fight.
Let me get your breakdown of that fight.
I'm gonna actually go against, I think, what most people say, and I honestly think Ilia would win that fight. I think his stature is going to be hard to take down for Islam, and I think if those two are standing, I just think that Ilia is a way dangerous guy standing, and I just can't really see Islam hurting him because his guard is real good, and I think Ilia will win that one.
However, Ilia Topuria lastly said his ideal plan would be to see Islam Makhachev win the welterweight title and then have the UFC let him move up to 170 to challenge for a third belt.
I would love to see Islam getting the title and the UFC letting me go up to 117 and getting the third belt.
Moreover, Bilal Muhammad said Ilia showed strong grappling against Oliveira, but facing Islam would be different. He believes Islam's control, pressure, and takedowns would push Ilia into deep waters and test his cardio, especially in the later rounds.
See the fight everybody wants to see is him and Islam. He showed that he does have wrestling defense. He defended Oliveira's takedowns on the ground. He passed his guard. He got to good positions on the ground. I know people are saying, oh, he got up from the ground, he didn't play the guard. It's like, he played the ground a little bit, then he got up, and then he knocked him out. So I don't know what you guys want. Everybody they're never satisfied, but he looked great. For me, when I look at that matchup and I break it down, I think Islam is very good with defense and with distance. If he's close, he's grappling. He's not staying in that brawling zone that Topuria loves. If he's within grabbing your range, he's grabbing you. And I don't care if Topuria is able to defend the first or second takedown, Islam's gonna keep you there. He's gonna push you on the cage. If I'm in Islam's corner, that's what I'm doing. I'm keeping him there, especially for the first, second, third round, trying to initiate that takedown. Oliveira got the body lock pretty early. Islam is really good there with the trips, with the body locks, with the single legs there. I think he would have continued grappling there, and it would have been a lot more interesting. It would have definitely got past the first round, and we would have seen how Topuria held up. He didn't really need to show his cardio.
Bilal further said the fight between Ilia and Islam needs to happen and will be exciting. He doesn't see it as just striker versus grappler, since Islam has shown strong striking in recent fights. He thinks Ilia will try to pressure Islam, keep him backing up, and control the cage, where Islam is less comfortable.
I'm excited for it. If it does happen, I do think it needs to happen. Stylistically, I don't think it's grappler against striker. Islam showed his last couple fights that he is comfortable on the feet. He's fought the shorter guy in Volkanovski, and he played a little bit striking. He showed moments in that fight where he knocked him out with a head kick. And then the Dustin fight, he showed his boxing. He showed that he can hit on the feet. I think with Topuria, who does have really good grappling, really good wrestling, he's gonna wanna push Islam backwards, keeping Islam on his back foot, keeping Islam's against the cage where he's uncomfortable, and he's really good with his feinting. He doesn't really throw a lot of kicks.
Bilal lastly said Islam is great with his kicks and knows how to stay out of boxing range unless he's grappling. He believes both Ilia and Islam are likely already talking to the UFC to make the fight happen. As for Ilia, Bilal thinks he's rated correctly, not underrated or overrated, pointing out his knockout wins over Holloway, Volkanovski, and Oliveira. He praised Ilia for backing up his words and earning respect.
On the other side, Islam is really good with his kicks. If he mixes the kicks up low, body high, Islam's not going to be in that boxing range unless he's grabbing you. I'm sure both of them are on the call or are on the line right now talking to Hunter or Dana, and they're trying to work that fight. Is Topuria underrated or overrated? I mean, I think he's rated right? He's your last 3 wins, be a knockout of Holloway, who's never been knocked out before, to knock out Volk, who looked great his last fight, and then now just to knock out Oliveira at 155 up a weight class. I mean, how can you deny the guy? He talks and he says what he's gonna do and he does it. So you gotta respect him, you gotta give it to him. But yeah, I don't think he's underrated at all.
Arman Tsarukyan is confident that if Islam Makhachev had faced Ilia Topuria at UFC 317, it would have ended in a knockout. He didn't sugarcoat anything, signaling major shifts coming to the fight game. In his eyes, Islam is operating in a completely different class. But while he gives Islam credit, Arman's real focus is on climbing higher than anyone else and becoming the top fighter in the world rankings.
What do you think would have happened if Ilia fought Islam this weekend?
Islam Makhachev.
He would have beaten him?
By TKO.
Oh, wow. Really?
No, I mean, that's a different level of fighters.
You think so? Wow.
You can't compare Ilia versus Islam.
Really? I have Ilia #1 pound for pound now.
Yes, because Islam not champion anymore right now.
Right.
But when he gets the second title, he's gonna be pound for pound #1.
So you think he beats Jack?
He beats Jack.
Yeah.
Became a pound for pound #1. I'll be pound for pound #2 champion lightweight division, and then beat Islam and became a pound for pound #1.
Wow, I love it. You have it all mapped out.
Aaron Pico said that Ilia acted like a true champion by calling out fights and backing it up, but now vacating the title changes things. He thinks a fight between Ilia and Islam is great for the sport since both have different styles. However, he believes Islam might be a bit too much for Ilia.
That's what a champion essentially is supposed to look like. Make the calls, go out there, deliver on the calls. Then all of a sudden vacates the title. I mean, how do you feel? Because you said earlier, like you were looking at him and going, there's holes here.
I think it's good for the sport, to be honest with you. I mean, him and Islam, I mean, people really want to see that. Everybody has their own style, and it seems like his style is just doing what he did. Honestly, I believe Islam is just a little too much for him, but I'm also a fan, you know, so I would have loved to see that.
Georges St-Pierre weighed in on the matchup, pointing out the high-level abilities both fighters bring. He mentioned that when Islam Makhachev connects, his opponents often go down, showing how dominant he is. He also praised Islam's relentless pressure and top-tier grappling. According to St-Pierre, both men are well-rounded, which makes the potential fight especially thrilling for fans.
Yeah, I mean, that's another same thing. I mean, Topuria, when he touches, it falls, you know, and on the other side, Makhachev, he applies so much pressure. He's an elite grappler. I mean, they're both good in every areas. It's a great fight for the fans.
In a separate interview, St-Pierre spoke about the impressive talents of both athletes and said that's exactly why Makhachev holds the belt. Still, he stressed that no fighter is unbeatable. He reminded people that even the best can slip up and nobody is safe from defeat.
Skill set are amazing. I mean, he's champion for a reason, but nobody is invincible. Everybody can lose, everybody can make a mistake. And yeah, there's a lot of competition in this weight classes.
MMA Guru shared his thoughts on a potential fight between Ilia Topuria and Islam Makhachev, saying Topuria would need to start fast and look for a finish within the first couple of rounds. He recognized Makhachev's strong grappling and ability to end fights early, but still believes there's a real chance for an upset. He added that seeing Topuria land a clean shot and knock out Makhachev would be a wild and entertaining moment.
He's got a round or two to put away Makhachev. Makhachev's good at putting away people in a round or two with his grapplings. I think he's up against the odds, but he can definitely pull it off.
And would you just love to see Ilia clip Islam on the chin and just sleep him?
It'd be funny. I want it to win.
Michael Chandler noted that Islam Makhachev has a clear size advantage over Ilia Topuria at lightweight. He praised Islam's grappling, but gave the edge in striking to Ilia. Chandler said if Ilia can stay on his feet, he has a chance, though he believes Islam's power, experience, and complete skill set would probably lead him to victory.
If Islam fights Ilia, I mean, I think there's definitely a size difference. I think Ilia is a lot smaller than Islam. Islam is a big lightweight, a tall lightweight, and he's good in every area. However, Ilia's definitely got the edge in the striking department, and Ilia is very, very, very patient. Now, if he's able to not get taken down and he's able to just patiently break down Islam with those big shots that he lands, the big punches that he lands, it's going to be a good night for Ilia, but I think if Islam gets his hands on him and gets him taken down, I mean, grappling with 145 pounders is a lot different than grappling with Islam, who is one of the best grapplers that we've seen in a very long time. He's strong, he's great at doing damage and getting good positions. I'd have to give the edge to Islam just by size, by strength of schedule thus far and defending the belt, but I wouldn't count Ilia out.
Jorge Masvidal expressed full belief in Ilia Topuria's grappling skills, saying he'd bet it all on him. He highlighted Ilia's strong takedown defense and his ability to turn the tables fast if someone makes a mistake while trying to wrestle him. Masvidal believes Ilia's ground game is dangerous and can quickly shift momentum in his favor.
I'd bet the house on Ilia. His grappling offensively, it's very good. If like you shoot in on this guy's legs and you make a mistake and you're the one going for the takedown, he has a very good chance that he might put your...
Bo Nickel named Islam Makhachev as the best pound-for-pound fighter at the moment, but sees Ilia Topuria as a real danger. He pointed to Volkanovski's strong showing in his first fight with Islam, saying it shows that Topuria could also hold his own in the grappling and overall matchup.
I think he's the pound-for-pound #1 right now, and I think he can win. And what makes me think that Ilia will do really well against Islam is that Volk's first fight with Islam, I'm like, man, Ilia's wrestling is way better than Volk's. And obviously you could see how the striking went.
Mike Perry shared his excitement for a possible showdown between Ilia Topuria and Islam Makhachev, calling it a must-watch fight. He praised Ilia's performances and highlighted the passionate support from both Spain and Russia. Perry said the energy from the fans on both sides would make the matchup even more electric.
Anyways, Ilia versus Islam is a really cool fight. Ilia's been great. The people of Spain and versus the people of Russia, we know there's two really big support systems there. That's a great fight.
Joe Rogan backed Ilia Topuria for a shot at the lightweight title, saying he's clearly earned it. He pointed out that after knocking out top names like Max Holloway and Alexander Volkanovski, there's no question Ilia deserves the opportunity. Rogan said Topuria has proven himself and is more than ready to move up and fight at 155.
Because you have a world champion versus a world champion. Like, if anybody deserves a fight for the world title in the next weight class, it's you. It's simple. It's simple. Yeah. You knocked out Max Holloway. I mean, it's simple. You knocked out Alexander Volkanovski, one of the greatest of all time. It's simple. That's a no-brainer. That's the fight. You know, he doesn't want to fight 45 anymore. He wants to fight 55. World title shot.
That's it for today's video. So what are your thoughts on this? Share your thoughts in the comment section and make sure to subscribe and like if you enjoyed the video. Also, check out our other videos on the screen right now.